Now, what we have here is a very nice vintage 89 Oasis tank. You can really taste the notes of that fermented Epsom salt in there. Clearly, this has been hand skimmed every single day. Just to take a smell and then take a taste.
Interesting. What is that? I can't quite.
Yes. What you're tasting is a small hint of vinyl liner. Very, very nice for this year of Oasis tank. Now, finish up your glass. I've got another great pour for you here. This one is from a newer blend. This one is a superior, and you're really going to be able to notice the notes of ozone in this one.
Yeah, that's definitely different. I definitely can taste the ozone in that.
Yes, splendid. Okay, finish up your glass. We're going to continue our tour. Next up, you'll actually get to see some fresh float tank solution being made. We have some people stomping the Epsom salt into the water right now. All right.
Yum.
Welcome. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
This is Ashkahn.
This is Derek.
Yeah, we got the old Ashkahn Derek crew here today.
We should come up with a clever name.
Yeah, Derekon.
Yeah, it's not as cool as Grashcom.
No. Derekon.
Derekon.
Ash Derekon. That's pretty good.
Derashcon.
Ash Derekon.
Do we have a question, Derashcon?
Yes, we do, Ash Derekon.
Okay.
Our question for today is, can you tell us what went into running your, quote, free floats for a year, end quote, giveaway? Was it worth it?
Well, you heard about it, and we did it years ago, so yes, it's the word's still getting out
We
on
got
it.
you. Yeah.
Sucker. Actually, I remember that. It was kind of a different thing. It was free floats for a year to one lucky person. And the way it kind of ran Facebook ads, ran Facebook posts, did all that good stuff, and directed people towards a landing page on our website. We use WordPress, and so we used a plugin called King Sumo, and we ran a contest where people entered their email address, and then randomly one person won. And that person, there was some legal tax things we had to do. Like, for example, if it was over, I think, $200 or $600, they had to fill. Well, of course, it free floats for a year. So we basically said, how many floats do you want? Because you're going to end up having to pay the taxes on this. I think she actually chose 8 floats a month. So she chose 8 floats a month. We sent her a 1099 at the end of the year on that. She, I'm assuming, paid her taxes. I don't know her life story, but she. But
we'll find out and put it in the show notes.
Yeah. We see if she's evading taxes, but yeah. So I mean, she used all of those floats, and she used them all within a year, and she didn't have to. Float On's pretty lenient on the membership policies, but it actually was a happy ending in the fact that the winner of this also ran. Don't laugh at me.
No, you're the one who made it weird.
Yeah.
I'm just glad it was a good.
I'm
just glad it wasn't a tragic ending, you know. And then one day
she just got scared from tanks.
She just floated too many times and
turned into a primordial monkey. So she actually ran the comedy club down the road, which we did not know, but she would actually run a podcast with the comedian before they went on the show, and then they would float before that, do the podcast, and then the comedian to do the show.
Wait, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah. I don't want to give her name. I mean, you can probably find her name out, but
that's cool.
Yeah. So she used her floats for business purposes as well too. So it not only got her floating regularly, it got a whole plethora of people associated with the comedy club floating regularly. So in that aspect, yeah, it worked great.
So it sounds like it was worth it.
Right. So rather than running a huge contest for working for one person's case, that was just happenstance and a lucky break for us. It actually worked for us in other ways. We gained about 3,500 emails in that short period of time.
And what was the duration that we ran this?
I believe it was a month.
Okay, so
this was a few years ago. I mean, we can always go back to that post, but I believe it was a month.
And it was basically just a raffle.
It was not even
with
really
people's emails going in.
People's emails went into this software, and the software random number generator picked one person.
Yeah, and
that was it. So.
And it should be noted that we did make her a giant novelty float-on gift card.
We should find that picture and put it in the show notes for sure.
Well, like if someone's going to win a year of floats, like we should make a humongous, 3-foot, poster gift card to hand them, which we did.
Yeah.
So that was hilarious.
That was great. That made great for social media afterwards too, because then we got to celebrate the winner. They got to see this great picture. Still got the word of floating spread out. Even more people tuned in because who knows when we're going to give away floats like that again. And it got us a lot of good residual benefits.
And really, like, we mentioned the fact that we had 3,500 people added to our mailing list. That's actually where the idea came from. So our goal with this wasn't to create good social media content or, like, obviously all these things were benefited and these were kind of like a nice way of hitting all these points at once. But the actual like way this idea came up was from us brainstorming ways to increase our mailing list. And so that was the goal that led to this idea. And that was why, you're entering our mailing list and you're being a part of it through that purpose. And at the end, we quantify that not only because this lady who won ended up being really awesome and that part of it led to kind of random cool stuff that happened, but also because we had this huge boost in our mailing list. And we do, we hit people through our mailing list for like December when we sell cheap gift cards.
The secret June sale.
Yeah, quote and unquote secret June sale. Once a year, we blast out a huge sale. We do just like a one-day sale once a year. And we use our mailing list as the main avenues when we do these things, to the point where we can actually sit down afterwards and be like, okay, like we sold this many gift cards. We have this many people on our mailing list. Like here's the value of someone being on our mailing list. And it's like a couple bucks, like if you average it all out, we get about like
$3-4 a person.
Yeah, something like that per person who's on our mailing list. So for us to increase our mailing list by 3,500 people is a very tangible thing for us.
10, 14,000 extra in sales that year.
So
that one gimmick.
Yeah, it's a good way of thinking about it. Gimmick, it's developed marketing strategy, perhaps.
Sorry. Strategic campaign.
And we did kind of a light version of this too, right? We had some months where like once a month we were choosing people.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a huge giveaway like that.
Yeah.
Like sometimes we'll just choose 10 floats to give away, or 10 people win one float, or one person wins one float. Like these giveaways, especially if you're able to capture their emails. If it's something that's a bigger prize, people are more willing to give up their emails. If it's a small price, like potential to win one float, people probably aren't going to give up their email to win one float. But something like win 10 floats, well, that's a great deal. And yeah, you have to take care of the legal ends of everything. But you know what? That person's going to now float 10 times or share them with their friends and expose a whole bunch of new people to floating. It really does work all around.
Yeah. And then when it gets big, it just becomes naturally more exciting and newsworthy itself,
a year's worth of floats. That's incredible.
Like it's a very justified social media post or other post when you're like, hey, we're giving away a year's worth of floats. Like it's exciting and it's big enough and significant enough that it's worth mentioning all by itself.
I'll do add that King Sumo WordPress plugin gives an element where people can get extra entries for sharing with their friends. So let's say I entered and then it says, share your special unique link. And for every person that signs up through your link for this contest, you'll get 3 extra entries into this contest. So it really helped incentivize the viral spreading of this contest. So yeah, we did Facebook ads. Yeah, we did some posts, but it was really people who entered sharing it that helped drive that. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it worked great. We probably should do it again.
I guess so, yeah. Thanks for reminding us. That's a good idea.
I'm glad somebody reminded us we had it.
All right. If you guys out there have other questions of things we've done in the past that we kind of forgot about that we should probably do again, you can send them to us on our website.
floattanksolutions.com/podcast.
That's right. Type it in. We'll be here, and we will answer another one of your lovely questions tomorrow.
And you won't win anything except for the satisfaction of an answer.
Which really is the greatest prize we can give.
True. Bye, everybody.